Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. Due to YouTube's changing quote-unquote community standards, I created a channel called Grumpy Old Fart over on Rumble, a free speech alternative to YouTube. You can see all of my stuff over there, including my political and social commentary, as well as my current events videos. The links to my YouTube and Rumble channels, as well as links to let you order my books, are in the description of this video. If you enjoy my content, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. I welcome your comments, even if you disagree with me. Now, on with the video. Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing a UFO archives video on unidentified satellites. Now, this is from a book. Major Donald Kehoe wrote a book titled Aliens from Space. This book is chock full of good information. Major Kehoe is a good writer. He's done a lot of work in the UFO field. In that book, Major Kehoe stated that, quote, since 1953, the Air Force had known that giant spaceships were operating near our planet. Now, he has a lot of assertions in this book, but his assertions have merit because they're independently verified. At least some of them, enough to where it has a ring of truth to it. Let me get on with this. In 1953, the military was experimenting with new long-range radar equipment. Air Force radar operators were shocked to pick up gigantic objects orbiting the Earth near the equator. The speed of these objects was almost 18,000 miles an hour. That's 18,000 miles an hour. Repeated checks confirmed the tracking. An unknown giant object was orbiting the Earth at 600 miles out and was traveling at 18,000 miles an hour. That's in 1953. That's unheard of. That's about as alien gets. Now, according to Kehoe, Defense Department heads set up an emergency satellite detection project. The location of this project was at White Sands, New Mexico. The reason I say that was about as alien gets, because if something is orbiting at 600 miles out and it's traveling 18,000 miles an hour, there's nothing on Earth that could do that at the time, at least that we knew of. And if there was something out there that could do it, we were screwed. That would send shockwaves through the military. The location of this detection project was at White Sands, New Mexico. Let's see. I lost my place. According to Kehoe, Defense Department had set up an emergency satellite detection project. The location of this project was at White Sands, New Mexico. It was headed by Dr. Clyde Tombaugh, the man who discovered Pluto. He's also the only noted astronomer who had admitted to have seen a UFO. He sighted a UFO. This project was dubbed Project Sky Sweep. Okay, so they had their little project set up, and they're out looking for these satellites because they found them by accident. And oh my God, we got to find out what they are. So there we go. Later on, investigative journalist Warren Smith corroborated Kehoe's assertions. According to Smith, a CIA source told him that huge unidentified satellites were picked up on radar on at least 13 separate occasions in 1953 alone. He also confirmed that Dr. Tombaugh indeed was chosen in 1953 to head a satellite search program encompassing the entire world. So, right there, you got two different sources corroborating the exact same story. Okay. Now, what does that mean exactly? Here we go. In 1953, more than a dozen huge unidentified satellites were picked up and confirmed by radar. These were not man-made. They could not have been. Their speed was almost 18,000 miles per hour. That's over Mach 26. We can't do that today. There's a movie put out, Top Gun Maverick, just came out. Tom Cruise, great movie. If you haven't seen it, it's really good. and I'm not giving anything, there's no spoilers here, but at the beginning he's he's testing a new airplane and they're getting it up to hypersonic speed Mach 10. Okay? We can barely hit Mach 10. At least, okay, say they can double that, Mach 20. And that's today. In 1953, these things were traveling over Mach 26. I'm sorry, that's not man-made. Their orbit, these satellites' orbit, was 600 miles from the surface. Everybody goes, well, that's nothing because we have satellites that are further out now, right? Yeah, we do. The problem was it was 4 years. That 1953 was 4 years before the Russians launched Sputnik, which was our first man-made satellite. We didn't have anything else out there. There were no other man-made satellites in orbit at the time. Sputnik was the first. And the Russians beat us into orbit. So there you go. Unless somebody's lying and we did have human man-made satellites out there, but traveling at Mach 26, yeah, no, that wasn't us. There were satellites out there. It's been corroborated by 2 different sources. These satellites were picked up and confirmed by radar. They're obviously not man-made, but they were there. Take from that what you will. I like a good UFO story as much as the next person, but I try to be as skeptical as I can. The more of these UFO stories that I do, yeah, there's something else out there, folks. That's all there is to it. If somebody else has any other information on this or any other comments they'd like to put, please do. I'd love to read them. You folks have a good day now. God bless one and all. Clarissa Lowe, a historian from the future. Delmore Kane, a Civil War veteran turned outlaw. This oddball pairing faces a conspiracy of epic proportions spanning the centuries. If you like action and adventure westerns with a splash of science fiction and fantasy, check out my book series Drifters and their ongoing adventures.